How you pay off your mortgage determines if you get the disadvantages that are on the left in red or the benefits in black on the right. 93% of homeowners are paying off their mortgage the wrong way. The conventional way is over 5 centuries old. It's the most expensive and the riskiest way to pay off your mortgage. You will spend tens, if not hundreds of $1,000s extra and many years extra paying off your mortgage. There's a smarter, better way, and to understand how to do it, you have to understand 4 concepts this video will teach you. Over 100,000 European and Australian homeowners have already implemented this much smarter way to pay off your existing mortgage. And on average, it saved them over $100,000 and 10 years paying off their 30-year mortgages. Concept 1. By borrowing money from your home equity line, you can save a fortune in interest on your first mortgage. And the reason is fairly simple. Take a look at that graph. The red represents interest and the green represents principal. You'll notice that as the years go by, as you move from left to right, more and more principal comes out of every payment than interest. But in the early years, it's largely interest. If you look at the area in the blue rectangle, that represents years 2 through 6. So if you pay that extra in green above and beyond your normal payment, you get to deduct all the associated interest, 4 times more interest. So by spending $50,000, which was a loan from your HELOC, you get to deduct $193,000 of interest from your first mortgage. What's even better is that you're going to discover that when you factor in the net tax effect, borrowing that $50,000 from your HELOC has no net interest cost to you. Let's go take a look at what your benefits are when you use this. First, you borrowed $50,000 from your HELOC. You pay no net interest on the HELOC, which we'll explain why in a moment. You got benefit number 1, which is you bought $50,000 of principal in your first mortgage for your home. That allowed you to cancel $193,000 worth of interest for the reasons that were explained in the previous slide. You also saved 5.5 years paying off your mortgage, so your 30-year mortgage is now 24.5 years. Benefit 4 is very interesting. Because you moved 5.5 years down the amortization table, and because the percentage of the payment that goes to principal keeps increasing, by the time you move 5.5 years forward, 70% more of your normal monthly mortgage payment is now going to principal. This saves you $3,000 a year in interest payments on your first mortgage. When you deduct that $3,000 of interest per year from the $4,000 a year to borrow the $50,000 and 8% in your HELOC, your net cost is $1,000 a month. However, most people use tax deductions when they are using their HELOC. And the end result is if they're at a 25% tax rate, is that they're actually not going to pay any interest on their HELOC. It's a wash. And this is just showing you what some of those numbers are. It's truly a wash. Look at 4,000 minus 3,000 equals 1,000. If you're at a 25% rate, that $4,000 loan is really 3,000, so it's a wash. It costs you nothing to borrow $50,000 from your HELOC in terms of interest to purchase $50,000 in your mortgage and deduct $193,000 of interest off your first mortgage. Sophisticated people use a float, and this is a very important concept to understand. It's the free use of other people's money. So what we're going to encourage you to do is a double float. When you call your various people that send you a bill, you're going to find that you don't actually pay a penalty typically until 3 to 4 weeks after the bill is due. It'll vary. You only have to do this once when you originally set it up. You're going to pay all of those bills electronically with a credit card 2 days before they're due. You're never going to pay any interest on the credit card because you're going to pay that off with a home equity line of credit, a HELOC. And this gives you a 2-month float, the free use of other people's money for 2 months. Now we've taken concept 1, which is in yellow, and we've taken concept 2. We're going to add another one, concept 3. Concept 3 is adding income into your home equity line of credit. Rather than depositing your income into a checking account which pays you essentially no interest, less than 2%, you're going to deposit your income into your home equity line of credit. And you're going to make payments out of your home equity line of credit to your first mortgage to do what we've already shown. The effect of depositing that income is you're going to pay a lot less interest on your home equity line of credit. Another important concept to understand is that when you make normal mortgage payments, at the end of 4 months, you've purchased a whole $560 worth of equity in your home. It's cost you 4 times $3,000 to do that, $12,000. If on the other hand you were to use our system, you'd have purchased $6,000 worth of equity. And if you look at the blue and green lines, that represents what's happening on a monthly basis. On a monthly basis, you're purchasing a whole bunch of equity, and throughout the month, you're paying off bills with your home equity line of credit, and it's a much smarter system. This is how most people pay off their bills. Every month, they deposit their income into their checking and savings accounts. They pay off their mortgage, and they pay off bills, and they access their checking and savings account through an ATM machine. The reason the shark is used is for most people, that's what's happening. The system is actually eating their future alive. There's bad news and good news. The bad news is to optimize this system with all these 4 concepts, you have to have pretty sophisticated financial acumen, and you also have to have pretty sophisticated software that actually sends you messages throughout the month advising you what you have to do. The good news is we wrote that software. We're Silicon Valley software developers that have developed a product called MortgageEnergizer.com. It optimizes all 4 of those concepts and much more. We offer you a free 30-day trial version of our online software. It works on all versions of Windows, Apple, and Linux PCs. You actually don't download anything. It works over the internet, kind of like a Gmail, Hotmail, or a Yahoo email account. Our software does not need any of your personal information such as your social security number or any of your account numbers, nor do you need to refinance. Mortgage Energizer analyzes all of your debts, your income and expenses, and each month it creates a new revised plan of action showing exactly what steps need to be taken to cancel the maximum amount of interest in the fastest time possible based on your unique financial circumstances. And because everybody's circumstances are different, the software enables you to have a coach until you've paid off your mortgage in full so you can get the results that you want. And of course, we assist you in restructuring your monthly transactions. Just contact our staff and you'll see that slide at the end, and we'll take care of things for you. To qualify, you have to have positive monthly cash flow, and you have to either have a home equity line of credit or be eligible to get one, and of course have a first mortgage. There's 3 myths that are very important to dispel. When is a 6% mortgage 6%? The answer, at the end of the 30th year. In the years before that, it's quite a bit higher. If I owed you $100 and I paid you and you came back and took $50 off the bill and charged me $50 worth of interest, the ratio is 1-to-1 principal to interest, I paid 100%. When in a 30-year mortgage is the ratio 1-to-1? The answer, the 21st year, where the arrow is pointing. Where the yellow arrow is pointing is where the ratio is 4-to-1 in the first 5 years. Myth 2, a fixed mortgage is fixed. As you can see, the amount of principal paid and the amount of interest every single month keeps changing. Therefore, so does your actual interest rate to date change. What is fixed in a fixed mortgage is your payment rate. Myth 3 is mortgages have low risk. They actually have very high risks. If you made 8 years of payments at $3,000 a month, you paid $288,000. If you had any of these 8 medical problems, or these 8 problems, and couldn't work for 2 years, you may lose your house if you can't refinance or sell it. This is our contact information, 408-385-3474, or you can email us at trial@mortgageenergizer.com or go to our website. We look forward to helping you.